Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network here. You know, the radical right extremists hate the most patriotic Americans, right? The radical right extremists hate the FBI. They want to defund the FBI. The radical right extremists hate the military veterans and don't want to provide health care benefits to veterans exposed to toxic burn pits abroad. The radical right extremists hate our nurses and frontline healthcare workers, and during COVID would protest and mock and harass nurses and healthcare workers. But probably no group does the radical right hate as much as public school teachers. And it's horrific. It is sad. It is disturbing. It's the work and the sacrifice made by public school teachers is something that we should all applaud, that we should support, and it plays a critical function. And this is part of a broader attack by radical right extremists on public schools in general. I want to play a clip from the Tennessee Holler. If you haven't checked out the Tennessee Holler, check it out. But this is a teacher in Tennessee talking about how she has to catalog all of the books so then it can then be sent to a committee that will review the books to determine if it has critical race theory or some of the made-up concepts that the radical right has injected to censor books, literature that talks about diversity, that promotes equality, and that talks about our democracy and pushes back against fascism and authoritarianism.
Hi, it's me in my classroom on a Saturday, and you're probably wondering why, because most teachers, like myself, don't believe in coming to work on the weekend. But let me tell you why. If you're a Tennessee teacher, you know why I'm here, because I'm sitting in front of my classroom library on a Saturday because the Tennessee General Assembly passed a law that basically says if a teacher wants his or her students to read any of the books at school or in the teacher's classroom, the teacher has to catalog every single book. So most teachers have hundreds of books, some I would say thousands. They have to catalog all of them. Once they catalog them, they send them to their school library. The librarian has a list of books that are approved or not approved based on, I don't even know what, honestly. Then from the list that wasn't approved that she didn't have, she sends that to someone higher up. I'm assuming that it's probably someone that's never even been in a classroom, that's never taught children. That's neither here nor there. And then they go through the list of books that she didn't have. And then they determine whether these books are appropriate, not appropriate, whether they're approved or not. So I have to go through all the books again. After I do all that, then I have to post that list online for all my parents to see in case they want to chime in about the books that are in my classroom. And then after that, the kids can start reading the books. And you're like, I wouldn't do all that. And we don't have to. Our district's great. They're like, we do realize this is going to take you quite a bit of your own time. But here's the thing. We're doing a lot of benchmark assessments, pre-assessments, trying to figure out where kids are. The kids want to read books because if they finish early or something, they're asking. The kids in here are asking me, can I go get a book and read? And they're so excited. And I have to say no because I haven't had a chance to go through all of them, to catalog them, to write them all down, to send off to somebody that is going to tell them if they can or cannot read the books in my classroom library. The greedy triangle.
So this is what a public school teacher is going through in Tennessee, and that's being repeated elsewhere. You know, in Florida, Governor DeSantis is attacking public school teachers, and the very idea that public school teachers should have to hold education degrees in the first place, and he's given speeches demeaning public school teachers at each and every turn. You know, and now we learn also in Texas, in a school district in Fort Worth, for example, these book banning committees that radical right extremists are setting up across the country. And this is going to be a big topic that we should all be aware about, because over the summer and last spring, as school ended for last year, these radical right extremist groups that pushed these fake agendas about critical race theory being injected into schools, they formed these committees, and radical right governors appointed these committees to look at curriculum and books that are being taught by teachers. So remember the story in Florida where Governor DeSantis banned math books and saying math books had critical race theory in them. Well, here in the state of Texas, in Fort Worth, a school banned the diary of Anne Frank for having apparently critical race theory and sexual themes in the diary of Anne Frank. So the diary of Anne Frank is a book that is now banned in this school district, and that can't be read. One of the other books that has been objected to as well in the school district, and you'll get a kick out of this, is the Bible. The Bible was objected to as well, and a number of other books were objected to for having CRT and other themes of equality and themes of anti-racism and the like. That's what the radical right wants. They want to attack schools. They want to attack public education. They want to promote private schools and privatization of education, and they want to attack public school teachers. It's completely inappropriate. It's completely despicable. We need to support our public school teachers. We don't want to engage in book banning or book burning or any of that conduct. It's absurd, and we need to call out Republicans at each and every turn. We at the MeidasTouch stand strongly behind public school teachers. Make sure you subscribe right now. Hit the subscribe button.
Hey, this is Jordy, co-founder of MeidasTouch. Person, woman, man, camera, prison. MeidasTouch just came out with a brand new t-shirt with this perfect message. Make sure you check out store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com and grab yours today. Thank you.